over there at Porchcast Pottstown. For those of you that are waiting to see us.
Yes.
Now, people watching in rerun, people watching us.
So we just put the overlay up first.
Right.
Sorry, Matt.
No, that's okay. People that are watching us in reruns.
At some point after.
Yeah.
Now.
They'll see the whole show.
Right.
We are starting to see some people tune in. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
And don't forget to hit the share button. Seriously,
I'm going to do that right now.
I keep saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. Like, just hit the share button. I think we're up on Glocker Realty and Insurance right now, but that doesn't bother me. Hopefully, it won't bother them.
It says Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate.
I have that too.
Okay.
I have that too.
Okay.
And now my headphones just came up.
Great.
So
sorry, folks. We were coming in hot tonight a little bit. Matt was out wheeling and dealing.
I was.
Good.
Listen, there was this article. So that brings up a good point.
Okay, well, hold on. Before we launch into it, we're going to take the overlay down, and then I'm going to introduce our guests so people aren't like, who's that nice lady sitting with you? And then we can banter because I haven't seen you in about, like, I don't know, 100 years, it feels like. A month, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We took an accidental hiatus. So
I'll talk about that a little bit.
Thank you for tuning in, folks. We are Porchcast, in case you forgot who we are, because we've been gone for so long. I'm Amy Wolf. This is Matt Green. And our guest tonight is Elaine Schaefer from the Schuylkill River Greenways National Heritage Area, NHA. So before we jump into talking about Schuylkill River Greenway and the trail and one of my absolute favorite treasures in Pottstown, we're just going to banter a little bit because it has been several weeks since we've been on the air. Matt and I took a little inadvertent break. Matt was very ill.
I'm the sickest that I've ever been since I was a kid.
Worse than that March of 2020.
Worse, well,
that February when we both had the flu at the same time.
Yeah, but I think that was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Worse than that because of how long it lasted.
So long.
So here's what happened. I went to that party.
Super spreader.
Not
naming any names.
Not Jim Kane.
We don't know where it started.
Sue Kane.
We don't know. Yeah. Who it was, but it was a super spreader. I was out in Pittsburgh, so I thankfully missed it.
So I was one of like 6 people that wound up getting COVID.
Yeah, it was pretty rampant.
So I started feeling better during the course of the week. My worst days that week, it was the weekend after St. Patrick's Day. Right. And my worst days were Monday into Tuesday night, and then Tuesday into Wednesday, and then I started feeling better.
Right.
But then we had that second trash cleanup that I was doing down at Memorial Park.
And so that first Thursday, you were like, I think I got the COVID, and I was like, I'm going to see my parents. Like, don't even want to see you. So we just skipped it that week.
Right.
And then you did that cleanup.
I did the cleanup.
Matt is the unofficial trash czar of Pottstown.
We're going to have a whole nother show.
We have to have a whole nother trash talk and show.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, I did the cleanup, and then it started like pouring down rain at the cleanup. And there was things that I had to finish. Mm-hmm. Like all the volunteers went home. Gypsy Chris was working with me that day. She sent all the volunteers home, but there was stuff that had to get cleaned up. Like I couldn't leave the trash where it was.
Right.
So I stayed behind in the rain.
Pouring rain.
Correct. Getting the trash cleaned up over to the dumpster, doing as much as I could to finish up that day. And then
no good deed goes unpunished.
No. Right? And I was super tired, super sore, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Because it was at the end, it was just me. Thanks to the 36 people that came out though.
Right.
But at the end, it was just me.
Yeah.
And by Sunday night, I started feeling bad again. And I just thought, well, maybe it's just residual. Yeah,
and you overdid it and you were exhausted.
And sore and whatever else. Wrong. By the next week, by the time Friday rolled around, I was not getting any better.
Right.
So Gypsy Chris drove me to the doctor. And
I knew it was bad when you told me you went to the doctor.
Yeah, and I didn't take myself. Like somebody else had to drive me because I couldn't drive.
Right.
I couldn't see. My balance was all off.
Dang.
I was just sick. I literally just was sitting in a car, just like
horrible.
So Gypsy Chris has to deal with sick Matt Green. And we get down there and the doctor was just like, well, if you had COVID, then your immune system was compromised, and then whatever this bacteria is
moved in and set up camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just started feeling better.
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. So Matt sent me a picture of the cache of stuff, like antibiotics and Flonase and Mucinex. Like it was this whole big bevy of stuff that you were taking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was NyQuil, Flonase, antibiotics, and Tylenol.
Right. And that the NyQuil is like, all right, it just makes you don't care. It just makes you fall asleep.
Well,
so.
I was already having that because I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't work. If I got up to do something, even if I did something for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, I would be like exhausted after that.
Yeah. Well,
I lost 12 pounds.
The hard way, the easy way.
Not
I don't know how
to say that. It's not bad that I lost 12 pounds, but
you just
I would not recommend.
0 stars. Do not recommend.
Do not recommend.
So, but that sinus infection that's going around is wicked. I've known several people that have had it, and it is like a 1 to 2 week.
It's
like
bad.
Really, really bad. Yeah, going around.
It is bad.
Yeah, so be careful out there, folks. There's still COVID out there, and there's all this other stuff that we kind of got not used to it because we were wearing masks for 2 years. So just
not
be
seeing
careful.
Everybody and not being social to the extent that we were before.
Yes, exactly. So
the COVID really affected my joints this time.
Mm-hmm.
It got really like my shoulders, like anywhere where I have an injury or like where I suffer from these arthritis problems.
It just settled right in there.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad that you are feeling better, and thank you for your service to the town with the cleanups. And one of the areas that they cleaned up last time was down in your neck of the woods, down by the river. So where were you focused this past one?
Memorial Park.
That's right.
Up by Novak and Grimm.
Yep, that's right.
So we did from the Route 100 overpass over the Manatawny.
What, from where?
Manatawny.
To
Route 100. Down to the Manatawny, down to the pavilion on the Manatawny.
Mm-hmm.
And we went from basically from 100 Bridge to the pavilion. Yeah. And we got
a lot of stuff. It was crazy.
About 3/4 of a 30-yard dumpster. 3/4 of a 30-yard dumpster. Yeah. Piles and piles of stuff. Yeah. It was from abandoned homeless encampments. Yeah. And it was all getting washed into the creek. Into the creek, yeah. Into the Manatawny.
So we will circle back and talk about trash on another episode.
We're going to have to have a whole other episode.
So before we go too much further here, let us talk to Elaine. Thank you for coming on the show. And thank you to Rosie who arranged this for us. And I forget what Rosie's, what is she? Is she like your social media? Communications director. Communications director. Mm-hmm. So Elaine is the executive director of the Schuylkill River Greenway National Heritage Area. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what is a national heritage area, and how? I'm going to say that we're probably fortunate to have one here.
Yes, we're very fortunate. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me, and I'm really excited to talk about all the things that we're doing. Yeah. And I also feel very honored to be part of your reintroduction to society.
Thank you.
So a national heritage area there are 62 in the United States.
Okay, so first of all, there's only 62 of them, and we have one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and our area, this particular national heritage area goes like what?
So it is based upon the Schuylkill River and the watershed of the Schuylkill River, which is 5 counties: Philadelphia, Montgomery, Chester, Berks, and Schuylkill. And what a national heritage area is, it's kind of like a cousin of the national park system. In fact, we are funded through the national park system.
Okay.
But whereas a national park has kind of defined borders, usually with a gated fence, and it celebrates or tells the story of one particular event, a national heritage area is more of a landscape or a region that has a common characteristic that is important to our nation's story. So our characteristic, our story, is about the Schuylkill River and its importance in our history and culture, and it has been the backbone of our economy and our society since the American Revolution.
Right.
But some of the other heritage areas around the nation are based on the birth of the steel industry. Niagara Falls is one. They really vary. The birth of the jazz industry. So they're very varied, and they tell the story of our our culture and our history through landscape and very often through outdoor recreation.
Okay.
You know, we sort of use the outdoor
excellent elevator speech on national heritage areas. Thank you.
I've practiced it.
Right. Yeah, you've said that once or twice. Right.
Once or twice.
So when was this particular heritage area established?
Well, the Schuylkill River Greenways, we are going on our 50th anniversary.
Wow.
We were at 1974.
Okay.
But we became a national heritage area in the year 2000.
Okay.
So
were you involved? How long have you been involved?
I've only been with the heritage area for 6 years.
Okay. Okay. So the greenways existed and then had some sort of an application or like applied to be?
They first became a state heritage area and then they became a national heritage area. The process of it becoming a heritage area is very, very onerous.
I am sure
it takes
that
years, and it takes, you have to have everyone in your heritage area come together and support it. And, you know, really make the case of why this is an important story.
Right. And then once you're designated as an NHA, then you can receive additional grants and additional funding for programs.
Federal funding, which is, you know, for anybody in the nonprofit world, you know that operating expenses, revenue is the hardest to get. And through both the state program and the national program, we have not guaranteed, but a certain amount of operating money that comes so that we can run a staff, not worry about how we're going to get to payroll and pay the rent.
Right. And then other grants usually are tied to specific projects.
Exactly.
Right. And when you look at grants, it'll be like not to be used for operating. Like they want to see a specific project or a specific goal or specific, you know, fixing something up or whatever.
Right. And that is the beauty of the Heritage Area Program for, you know, sort of the legislators love them and residents love them because the investment of government money then pays off 5 times. So because we have this stability, the funders out there are very willing to invest in our work because they know we're stable.
They know that you've fully staffed. Like, okay, we're going to give you $1 million for this project, and we're not going to have to be worried about whether you have the manpower to carry it out or to actually use it in the way that it's been you know, designated to be used.
So we get funding from the William Penn Foundation. We get funding from big organizations and really all over the place that really is dependent upon the fact that we're so stable.
Right.
It's a pretty good system.
That's great. Is the Schuylkill River Trail part of your what you're responsible for?
So the way the Schuylkill River Trail works, it's when it's finished, it will be 120 miles starting in Philadelphia, ending in Frackville. Right now,
which is in Schuylkill County.
In Schuylkill County, all the way up there.
Yep.
Right now, 80 miles are built, and there are 40 to go.
Right.
Between Philadelphia and Montgomery County, all of that trail is owned by government entities. And from Berks County on, it's all us. So there's no, we do the building, we do the maintaining, we do the promoting.
Right. So that's a big piece.
So that's the part
there
that we own and operate. However, we are also the organization that is the sort of convener of the entire experience. So there's one map. We publish the map. There's one website that has the whole trail. We manage
so you're
the
custodians of that experience.
We keep everybody in line, and you know, we don't want it to feel like you're going through 5 separate trails. We want the user
you want it to be a unified experience, right? So on that 120 miles, where is Pottstown along that? At like what mile?
I think it's. I'm not 100% sure. 67 is coming to my mind.
So I've always said it's roughly halfway, right?
Yeah.
And what a really important tourist destination the Schuylkill River Trail is. And once it's connected all completely and people can ride seamlessly from Philadelphia up to Schuylkill County, and Pottstown will be roughly halfway. What a great spot to like spend the night and you know, get off the trail and go 2 blocks into town and do all of the things, you know, go grab a drink and stay overnight, hopefully at a you know, hotel or a bed and breakfast or an Airbnb or whatever. And you know, I hope that people realize, first of all, what a treasure it is that we have this, and I've told this story a million times on the show, during COVID, my son was home from college. He went down every single day and took a walk.
So did
a
lot of people.
Every single day. That was his getting out of the house,
Yep.
taking a walk, getting some fresh air. Just he would put his earbuds on and go and walk and sit and listen to a Chopin and look at the river.
Usage went up by over 200%.
I do not even doubt that.
But to your point, the trails, long distance trails are just extraordinary economic drivers. And I mean, study after study shows it. So I do really, really believe, and you can say you heard it here first, that the missing mile right now is coming off that 422 bridge and then coming into Pottstown.
Right.
When that is built, you will be able to go all the way from Philly to Reading.
Yes.
And I do feel like that is sort of the straw on the camel's back for this town. Like it is really going to have a meaningful impact.
Right.
Because so many people take that trail and get frustrated and turn around.
Right. So if they come up the trail now from the east heading west, they're going to come up. Is it through?
It's alongside 724. Really, you come along. You can't you can't see it from the road. But it goes through Frick's Lock, then it goes to Towpath Park, then it goes up along 724, like behind the buildings. Then it goes up over the 422. Over 422, you're alongside. If you're driving on 422, you can see the trail crossing over the river. And
so
then
where does it go over?
So it's going to go ahead.
It goes over into East Coventry and connects with Towpath Park in East Coventry.
Okay.
But coming over here, it will sort of near where the where you come off for the like where you would come off to go to the Pottstown Hospital, that exit. That's where you will get up Arm & Hammer.
Okay.
And it has to do a little bit of a figure eight to get down, but then it will come down and hook up to where it is on Industrial Boulevard now.
Right. Okay. So that's, how big is that piece?
It's a little bit short of a mile.
Okay. And is there a time frame for
they have all the funding.
Great.
It's designed.
Right.
I think
there
saying
are no obstacles, only expenses, as we say all the time.
No,
so
they've
you've got the money.
Through all the permitting, and I think they're looking at next fall or late fall.
Wow, that's great.
So it's really exciting when that we're all waiting for it to happen.
Right. That's very exciting. And I know that people don't really think of Pottstown as being like an outdoor recreation area because we are more urban, but from where we are, Matt and I live across the street from each other, we can walk down 3 blocks. We don't even have to cross the river now to go to Take It Outdoors adventures, right? No. So you can just walk down 3 blocks and go canoeing, or you can rent a bicycle either down there or now
for free
at Hobart's Run. Yeah, rent. You can borrow. It's a bike share program. There's people biking and running and kayaking and doing all of these outdoorsy things. And so you can live in this urban environment, if that's what you want to call Pottstown, but still Matt's an outdoorsman, through and through. Regularly
I leave my house and I walk down there and I can walk at Riverfront Park. Like you're saying, it's 3 blocks away from the headquarters for Take It Outdoors.
Yep.
I regularly kayak and fish down there.
Yes.
So we do live in a more urban, more densely populated area, but we have
really easy access and really close access. Yeah. And if you get in your car and drive, 20 minutes in any direction, there's a lot of other outdoor recreation activities and facilities available to us.
It's one of the things that kind of keeps me in this area because I can't imagine myself living kind of like the cul-de-sac or the suburban development. I don't know how I would function there.
Right.
So for me, it's I either have to live in town or out in the country somewhere.
Way out in the woods. Yeah.
But Pottstown gives me a nice balance of both of those things. So I can walk to the trail, I can walk to the brew pub, or within a 5-minute ride, I can be in some place
Right.
in the middle of nowhere
Yep.
where you feel like you're 100 miles away from everything.
Right.
That's what the beauty of the Schuylkill River Trail is
Yeah.
that it is like riding your bike through a microcosm of America.
Mhm.
You start in inner city Philadelphia.
Mhm.
You go through suburbia. You go through old industrial towns. You go through agricultural land,
Mhm.
and then you go up to coal country.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really quite incredible.
Right.
So,
It's a snapshot
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
America, like,
Yep.
from its birthplace. Right.
yeah. So, and Take It Outdoors, you mentioned, I just want to tell you,
they're
it has
so
been
great.
such an incredible.
We're very happy when they moved into the 4 from the 5, as we call 19465. So we're very
Right,
happy.
right.
I don't think the
Moved into-
Fivers really appreciated them anyway.
Right.
So I'm glad that they're here in
Yes.
Pottstown.
Well, it's much
Yes.
better for everyone involved. And, the story behind that is that during the pandemic, our private outfitter, Take It Outdoors, owned by a gentleman named Doug Chapman, called us up and said, I'm closing up. I can't do it. It's, he's, for a lot of factors, it's just, I'm going to sell. And we're like, you can't go out of
What?
business.
Right.
You deliver all of our programming. So our board took a total leap of faith and we bought them. And,
Okay. So I didn't realize that.
so they are now a separate organization that is a single shareholder LLC
Mhm.
and a nonprofit LLC, but their single shareholder is our board.
Got it.
So it's a very close relationship, but we're
Mhm.
legally separate.
Right.
And it has been enabled us to magnify our mission just exponentially.
It's great. It's such I hate to keep using this word, but it's such a treasure. Like, I can't beve that we have this right in our backyard. And like, when you get out on a kayak in the middle of the river, and I don't want to like make it sound like I'm some extreme kayaker. I've gone like 5 times, but you're in a different world.
Yeah.
It's just, you can still hear 422 and you can still hear that, but it's just, it's just such a departure.
Yep.
It's just
The
little
wildlife.
It's a little vacation
It
right
really
there.
is. It's amazing.
Yeah. And the staff there is great. I don't know if Noah is still there. He's
He
really,
still
really
is.
great.
And, actually, I told him I was coming here to do this, and he's like, "Oh, I know Amy. She comes and gets kayaks."
Yes. And they've been supportive of us with Pottstown Go Forth, as have you. And we thank you for that. Just go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, I want to do a little bit of segue because
Sure.
we do have some people watching, and I think there are probably some people that aren't used to the show. And I just want to encourage everybody
sure.
to use that chat function.
Yes.
So the way Porchcast Pottstown works is this is an interactive show. You are watching live. If you're one of the people that's watching right now at 6:26, you are watching a live broadcast. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, make a comment in the chat. By doing that, you help us spread the word. More people will see what's happening here in Pottstown and with the Schuylkill River Greenways National Historical
Heritage.
National
area.
Heritage. I had to write it down because I always forget.
But more people will see what's going on. So please, if you are here to watch and support the Schuylkill River Greenways, please hit that share button, hit that like button. And while you're at it, after the show, maybe you want to go over to YouTube, to Porchcast Pottstown on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and then that way you'll see future episodes.
Yep.
Also, past episodes. Like, let's say you tuned in late. Let's say you were the person that just tuned in and saw my little counter. My little counter just went up by one person.
Right.
Let's say that's you. After the show's over, go to YouTube, go to Porchcast Pottstown. That's the best place to rewatch the show.
Because you love the show so much. You're like, I got to see more of that Matt and Amy. What else have they talked about?
Correct.
Yes.
So I wanted to get that in there because I know that we have some new watchers to the show.
Yes.
And please, I cannot stress it enough. We want you to interact. This is a class participation show.
I would like to comment and reply, but I can't because I got myself banned on Facebook over here, but not on my phone. So I don't.
Did you say over a year? You're banned?
No, over here here on this Chromebook. I'm.
What did you do to get
I don't
banned?
know,
You
but
don't know?
I'm not banned on my phone. I don't know. It's just bizarre. So
crazy.
I don't know. But now you can be on my Be Real.
Scott Bentley saying, is Take It Outdoors going to be open before or after work hours? So what are the hours for Take It Outdoors?
So during the season, Memorial Day to Labor Day, it is open until sundown.
Okay.
I think it's 6 o'clock or something like that. However, if you are interested in arranging, you and a friend or whatever, you can always call them and arrange it if it's beyond hours.
Right.
So they're very, very accommodating and flexible. It's hard for them to staff, 18 hours a day.
But they're not going to be there at dark.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And so if you go, the thing about kayaking is that you can't show up an hour before dark because then you're going to be out on the river.
Sure.
When it's dark. So,
no, we don't want to do that. Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the phone number for Take It Outdoors up into the chat. I also put a link to their Facebook page in the chat.
Great.
And then that way, and I'll also put that on the ticker. And then people can contact Take It Outdoors to learn more information about how they can.
So do you mind if I go over a couple of things that are happening in Pottstown?
No, that's what we're
please.
hoping
Yes,
that
I was going to suggest that we do that.
We have a couple of events that are coming up in the next, 6 weeks. This is busy season for us, and some of them are really cool. So the first thing is coming up very shortly, Mother's Day, May 14th. And that day, if your license has you with a 19464 address, it's all free.
That's another benefit from living in the Ford. That includes you too, Grovers, and not just Pottstown Borough people.
Right. Yeah.
But Grovers can get in on
even
that action
some New
too.
Hanover Township people.
And you can choose either a 4-mile paddle or an 8-mile paddle. What they do is they put you in a shuttle, they take you upriver,
super easy,
and then they put you in the river with a kayak and all the equipment you need. If you've never done it before, they'll take a few minutes and show you how to do it.
Right.
Everyone can do it. Yeah. Believe me, on our sojourn,
I'm the least athletic person you will ever meet, and I can do it.
Yeah.
And if it's even just a little bit of movement in the water, you don't really have to work at all.
If you go 4 miles an hour, even if you don't paddle,
right?
So you're all good.
Yes.
And that's just a really nice and easy paddle.
Yeah.
Both the 8 mile and the 4 mile. So that's on the 14th. So there's no reason not to try it.
Right.
On the 20th, which is a Saturday. That next Saturday, we have the Outdoor Film Festival, which is a series of paddling shorts, really cool shorts about paddling and outdoors.
I went to that last year and it was great. Do you want to thank your sponsors?
We have one sponsor who fabulously has sponsored us last year and this year, and that's Video Array
Wonderful.
Here in Pottstown. And it enables us to put this on.
Yeah, and it was really fun. It was great.
Really,
perfect
really
weather
fun
last year. And it's just really, if you've never been to at Riverfront Park, there's kind of this amphitheater. I think it's the Ron Downey Amphitheater, right?
Yes.
Matt, named for Mr. Downey, who longtime Pottstonians will know.
He developed, so Ron Downey developed that park starting out just under his own steam and willpower. When I was a kid growing up, that was just vacant land along the river. And Ron really was one of the first people who started proposing that area be developed for recreation. And when he first started working on it, it was literally him and a pickup truck and a shovel.
Yeah, moving earth around.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good info.
So it's really cool. It's there's kind of like tiers of land. It's just a natural amphitheater, and so you set up the big blow up.
Big screen
and
we have Sly Fox
I was
there.
just going to ask if there was going to be a beer garden.
Beer garden with Sly Fox.
So thank you, Scott and Video Ray for sponsoring that, because it really is a neat event, and the films are really were interesting. Some of them were really short, some were like 20 minutes long.
And this year we do not have any dubbed or subtitles. We found that did not work.
It was difficult. It was very small to see. Yeah.
So none of that this year.
Right.
And that day preceding the festival is sort of Take It Outdoors big grand opening, and they'll be running shuttles and trips all day.
Right.
Now those aren't free, but if you're interested in shuttling, just come and sign up for one of those.
Right. Okay. So that's May 20th.
That's May 20th.
Yeah.
Then June 1st, we have our first pedal and paddle of the season. And that is starting and finishing in Riverfront Park. And it's a 5-mile, 6-mile bike ride up the trail with some, you stop at More Latin Village and learn a little bit about the village. Then you up at Ganchahani Park, you ditch your bike and hop into a kayak and come back down. to Riverfront Park, and then everybody goes over and we have a little room at JJ Radigan's and have dinner together.
So it's like a little triathlon. It's
It's
paddling.
It's meant to introduce people that have never done one of they don't have their own equipment. They don't know what this is all about. And it's like just a really nice.
What's the date on that one?
That one is June 1st.
June 1st.
And that's on Schuylkill River Greenways, our website. So you can look on it there.
Okay.
The next event we have in Pottstown is, this one's a first time attempt.
Okay.
So no guarantees.
Right.
This is Paddle with Your Pup. And this is June 9th, which is a Thursday night at 6:00. And we'll have both paddle boards and kayaks, and also little PDFs, the personal flotation devices for your animal.
And your person.
And your person. And we will invite you to come and try it out. Just see, does your dog like the water?
Like it's going to be fun and maybe comical.
Yes, I think it's going to be
extremely popular, because anything that people can bring their dogs, and it's sanctioned to bring your pets to.
Yes. So we will see how this goes.
Okay.
We're all can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
And then finally, the big thing that we're doing that we do every year is the Schuylkill River Sojourn.
Of course.
And that is a 7-day kayak trip that starts in Schuylkill Haven and ends in Philadelphia. You do not have to do all 7 days. Many people do, but more people don't do the 7 days. They just do 1 day or 2 days or 3 days.
Right.
And it is just an incredible experience to be out on the water with all of these other people from all walks of life. We feed you. We make sure your experience is amazing. Sometimes it rains, but that does not take away from the experience. We will be coming through Pottstown for that on the 20th is the day we start at Allegheny Aqueduct that morning and in Pottstown. And we do have like a big dinner and live music in the 20th. So even if you're not part of the Sojourn and you want to check it out, you can come down and see what it's all about.
And then they camp down at Riverfront Park.
We do. We camp.
Wow.
So we camp every night along the river, and most of the all of the places are places you're not really allowed to camp. But we've been doing this for 25 years, so we have special permission.
Yeah, sure.
So it's really great. And the other thing I wanted to comment about the Pottstown stop is that next morning when we get up to go, we take 10 young women from the YWCA on a scholarship and take them for the next leg.
Oh, nice.
That's funded by one of our partners, DRBC.
That's great.
And it's really nice. These young ladies have never been on the river. They don't know anything about it. And it's a way of introducing. We do that in Reading and down in Philly as well for young people.
So
what does DRPC stand
the
for?
Delaware River Basin Commission.
Okay.
And it's kind of a big, for the whole Delaware River area, regulatory agency and defender of clean water.
Right. I like that. So how many people go on the Sojourn total?
Well, usually it's somewhere between 200 and 250.
Okay. And some of them are there for the whole week. Some are in the people popping in and out, like you said.
Exactly.
And do they come from all over?
All over the place.
Right.
Hawaii, Florida, Maine.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty well-known sojourn.
Okay.
We've been doing it a long time, and there aren't a lot of places where you can do a long sojourn like this. And we've, it's 25 years, we've kind of mastered it.
Right.
And this year we're having the Take It Outdoors as our on-water guide outfitter, which is going to be a first. So we're really excited about it.
I know this is going to sound completely out of character for me, but I would love to do that. It just sounds really
you
neat.
Absolutely should.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's just for a day, it's a really great experience.
So it's 7 days and it's how many miles?
113 altogether.
Okay.
And we do sneak in a little education at every stop. So usually at lunch we have a presenter, or we learn something that's about the, we stop at more Latin. We have some education about the Native Americans. And so every stop we learn a little something. And then at dinner we have a presentation as well.
And do you have to bring your own tent and camping?
You do bring your own camping gear.
And is that stuff transported for you, or do you have to bring it on your kayak?
So the way it works is we have a big box truck that follows us down the river. And so every morning you wake up, you close up your stuff and you stick it in the box truck, and it will meet you
At the next stop.
at the next stop. Now, some people don't like to be away from their cars. So what we also, at the end of every day, have a shuttle bus that goes back to where you started if you want to get your car and have it come down with you.
Okay.
And a lot of people do that. Not everybody stays camps. Some people do multiple days in a row, but then they stay at a hotel or they stay with their cousins, or they're not into the camping thing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that camping thing. That's the part that trips me up a little bit. But it's been a long time since I've camped, since I was in college.
Katie Clark Pot Pinko is saying she'll do it with you.
All right, Katie. All right.
I think you could hit. That's not even really camping. That's glamping. Somebody else carries your stuff with you.
I would apply, Katie, that I with a heart, but I can't because I'm banned from Facebook. I can look,
well,
but I can't.
Well, if you do the Pottstown is the only campsite where we have showers and real bathrooms.
Right. So, well, if we're stopping in Pottstown, I might as well just go up the street to my house and take a hot shower. So there's showers there?
We have showers in our
in your
offices.
Facility. Okay,
so
gotcha.
The minute they get off the water, everyone lines up and signs up for their 10 minutes in a shower.
Right.
And we have literally for 4 straight hours, we have showers going on.
Right. All right. So that might be the only time that people are getting a shower over the course of the week.
We do offer showers at one other place, but
we can jump in the Schuylkill.
I'm not opposed to going like several days without a shower. I mean, hello, COVID was like, that spring of 2020, there was not a whole lot of showering happening.
Susie Marcucci Kennedy, our literary liaison for the show, is asking if you need your own kayak, or do you need your own kayak if you just want to join the Sojourn for one day?
No, you do not. You can rent a kayak through Take It Outdoors, and they will bring it for you, get it all set up. All you do is show up.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put up right now I have the website for Schuylkill River Greenways, and I will put the caption back up for the Take It Outdoors so that you can contact them directly. Also, if you look into the chat after the show is over, I put links up to every single organization that we've talked about.
Yep.
And by the way, thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting, because I could, as soon as I made that announcement and people started doing it, I saw our numbers jumped right up.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, but what's the cost for the Sojourn? Like, if
I don't know the exact, it's about $100 a day.
Okay.
And then the trip is around $800, $700 or $800. And you get a discount if you become a member.
Gotcha.
And it works out in your favor if you become a member and pay whatever it is. I think it's $50 to become a member. Mm-hmm. You save more than $50 when you save if you do the whole week.
Right. So and that cost for that includes the kayak,
3 meals,
and 3 meals.
It does not include the kayak. If you don't have your own kayak,
then that's a separate
I don't
rental.
remember what it's probably $30 or something like that. 30 or 40.
Right.
And you can canoe too. Like,
you can.
There's people that canoe.
Okay.
So don't think you just have to kayak.
Yeah.
You can canoe.
Canoe?
Good.
Okay.
Right. But how many people do you know have some kind of canoe or kayak in their backyard that they never touch? I think with a couple of questions to your friends and family, you could probably rustle up a canoe or a kayak.
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
Right. Well, maybe I wouldn't be able to start with the full week.
No, Amy, you could do it.
I'm just saying I'm a little busy during June. If you like, you know, well, it's like a little bit.
You're saying timing wise.
Yeah, timing wise.
Physically and mentally, you are capable of
physically
this.
and mentally, I think I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 80-year-olds that do the entire week and camp.
Right.
So they put everyone to shame. It's really amazing. I mean, that's the thing about kayaking. It's really a sport that anyone can do. Do you have anyone on the Sojourn that has been on every single year? We do, but not the entire 7 days every single year. So, the age group that is now 25 years in is not doing it for 7 days anymore.
Right.
So I want you to stop saying 25 years, because I remember when they started the Sojourn, and I refuse to believe that was 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
You liar.
Right. All right. Well, these are goals. These are goals for me then to maybe do a few days, because since I first learned about it, I just think it's such a really cool thing, and such a cool thing that it goes right through Pottstown.
And it's really chill, you know? So that's the thing I love most about it, is that you get out on the water, the person next to you is a cardiac surgeon. This guy is a sanitation worker, and everybody's just chilling together, and just enjoying it. I mean, it's a really, really nice experience.
What was the? Do you know what prompted the starting of this event? Like whose brainchild it was and why?
So, interestingly, I mean, obviously I wasn't around at that point, but our secretary of the DCNR, which is the the Pennsylvania Department of Natural Conservation and Natural Resources. Her name is Cindy Dunn. And she's like the mother of sojourns. And she was very into the sojourn movement way back when. So, and she helped organize a lot of different sojourns. So we kind of like to think that, our secretary right now was kind of part of the movement that made these. I mean, we're not the only sojourn. There's one on the Delaware, the Susquehanna, and there are a lot of really famous. We're the longest one, but there are a lot of really famous sojourns, and there's a whole crowd that tries sojourns. That's
sojourns. Their thing.
Yep, that's their thing.
And if that's your thing, then that's really neat because it's like, okay, this is going to be my thing, and I'm going to find all the sojourns that I can do, and it's a nice excuse or way to experience different areas of the country and different rivers. Yeah, last year we rocked a lot of people's worlds because our sojourn had always been the first week of June, always, and we made a decision because we never got any families because you're still in school. Sure. And we really want young people. We want the next generation. So we made the decision to try it the third week of June. And it worked. Maybe some of your regulars were like, but I already booked off this week from work because it's always the first week. I mean, even though we did it way in advance, so it worked. We got a number of families and new people and young people that were not a lot of teachers. We got a lot of teachers. So it was really, we succeeded there, but we did rock a couple of people's worlds. Yeah. Was that did you have people that asked you to move the date so they could participate, or was that just something that all people are always saying, "Oh, why do you do it during school?" Right, because so many people are tied to the school calendar. Right. Yeah. Right. So I mean, and our mission is to get people on the river, new people, introduce people on the river, have them connect with the river and engage with it. Right. So if you're going to stick to your mission and really further that mission, then you have to think about what might be an impediment for people doing that, and an impediment is the timing. So this year we're really going all out, and we're trying again to fulfill our mission to get new people who don't normally think of kayaking as something they would do. And we starting this week, we have a big billboard on 76 with the kayak, just a picture of a kayak and asking people to check it out. So, the people in your car can be driving and thinking, wow, I would like to do that. Could I do that? Yes. I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Because again, the least athletic person you will ever meet, very not coordinated and not very strong. And it's something that I can do. You're not going upstream. No, that would with all those people, you're not going very fast. You're not going fast. Right. It's a crowd. Yeah. And you can, if you want to, you can, you can talk while you're doing. There's a lot of chatting, right? A lot of chatting. It can be very social if that's what you want. There's also people who don't say a word. And you can go ahead of the pack, and if you want some solitude, but it is really such a great way to experience the river and the wildlife, and you see turtles and you see egrets and you see all sorts of other stuff and eagles, out there. Yeah, it's amazing how many eagles you see now. Yeah, that would be worth it just alone, just that. Yeah. So Matt's put up all of the links, and I have a picture of people sojourning. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. So this is the picture you just put up. Oh, lovely. Yes. Yeah, so that looks super fun. So for people like me that are like, okay, how long do you go in between stops? Because I'm always like, where's the bathroom? So like, what's that? I mean, the max usually is about 2 hours. Maybe there's one where but for the really long stretches, we do water stops, and we have porta potties at every water stop. Right. So that is really never a problem for people. We've worked that out. Yeah. Well, and I've done the 8 mile trip from here, from Pottstown, and that's not an issue for me. That's like, 2 or 3 hours, whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's about the longest you would go on this sojourn.
Right.
And the stretches where it would be longer, we have a stop.
You have stop. Right. Gotcha. Okay.
With bathrooms, yes, we rent a lot of bathrooms for this trip.
Yes, I am sure. I am sure.
It's one of the bigger expenses.
That's good to know, and something that people might be thinking about.
Yes.
So you don't have to go too long without a bathroom, but you might have to go a little bit longer without a shower.
That is true.
Yes.
That is true. But we have snacks at every stop. Very good snacks.
Good
too.
snacks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can always jump in the river.
Exactly. It was
Just jump in the river.
so clean.
Little ivory soap.
It is actually clean. Once you get out in the river, it is really clean, and you can see. You can, at least in the
I've
areas
been going in
that
that river since I was a little kid. Look at me.
And
There's
look at
nothing
you.
wrong.
Nothing wrong with you.
That is another part of our mission is, safeguarding and working towards and protecting the health of the river.
Sure.
And then this last year, one of our projects, our grant funded projects, was a water quality study. So we worked with Berks Nature and then 2 organizations, Bartram's Gardens and Schuylkill Environmental Center down towards the city. And we all simultaneously took water quality measurements for 18 months and at regular intervals before storms, after storms. And we used a device called the Mayfly, which is it stays in the water and measures turbidity and
water flow and all that stuff.
And then we also did bacterial
It's the opposite
testing.
of a kestrel where you test the air. The Mayfly tests the water. The kestrel tests the air. Anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds
out.
good.
Yes.
Anyway, it was a really interesting study, and we actually have it linked on our website. If anyone's interested, there's a really good storyboard that gives all of the results. And the moral of the story is the river is unbelievably clean.
Wow. So there you go. All of you Schuylkill River naysayers.
Except for after storms. After
Of
big
course.
storms.
Sure.
So, the rule of thumb is if there's been a big storm, just stay out of the water for a day. The river cleans itself immensely, very beautifully on its own within a day.
Right.
But absent the storm event, the water is just, it's
So
really
that
clean
is
and
good
safe.
to know for all of you polar bear plungers that are going in on New Year's Day, that the river is very clean.
It is very clean.
Yes.
No, it's the cleanest it's ever been. Like I said, I was kind of joking but kind of serious. I've been fishing down in the Schuylkill River since I was a little kid, and it's cleaner now than it ever has been.
Yeah, it's really great. We have a fund, the Schuylkill River Restoration Fund, that we have been doing for about 15 years. We raise money from private organizations like Constellation Energy, Aqua PA, several different organizations, and we invest about $300,000 a year in projects that keep the water clean. So upriver, it's mostly treating the coal drainage residue. Middle of the river, it's a lot of agricultural runoff that is projects that keep that out of the water. And then down towards Philly, it's almost all stormwater management projects. Right. But over the years, we've invested $15 million, and it's made a big difference.
It's paid off.
And we're not the only ones. There are just a whole host of organizations working towards keeping that river clean, because over 2 million people get their drinking water from that river.
Your water.
Schuylkill Punch.
Schuylkill Punch.
Right.
Schuylkill.
Right.
You don't want to mess up the water.
That is a
Joshua Catherine is saying, we've got a large, lonely canoe for you to use, Amy. Easy to paddle.
Thanks, Josh.
Holds a full-size cooler.
Excellent. With seat backs. Okay, great. All right. I will hold you to that, Josh. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
If you're going to take a canoe, though, I'm just going to warn you, try to pick a day there. We don't portage a dam, because the portaging a canoe is harder than portaging.
I don't know what that word is.
Portaging is when
Carry.
if there's a dam, you can't go over it or through it. So everybody gets out. You carry. Everybody helps each other carry your kayak around the dam, and then you put back in.
Got it.
That's called portaging.
All right. There's no Sherpas available for that.
Well,
activity.
there are a couple tough portages where we do get help.
Okay.
We have fellows from our staff and Take It Outdoors helping, and we one in particular we use wheels. We put wheels on a lot of them because it's a long portage.
If you could carry that Porchcast gear bag, though, you could probably do a portage.
Okay. Well, that thing is heavy.
Yeah, but it could, like canoes, even big canoes only weigh like 50 pounds.
Right.
They look like they're heavy, but they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a yoke inside of the canoe that you can actually balance it on your shoulders.
Some of our
Don't get
sojourners do
carried
that.
away over there.
I could show you how to do it. Like, give me
All right.
10 minutes.
How to safely carry a canoe.
Mhm.
All
I'd
right.
like to see that.
Right. All right.
down
We'll take
this-
video for you.
I went down to Susquehanna one time, 4 days on a canoe trip down to Susquehanna,
Mhm.
and it was fun. The only problem that we had was it started raining the second we got in the water, and it was a lot of rain, and it was like whitewater rafting for the first day after the rain.
That doesn't sound fun.
That was not fun.
No.
It was a little scary, but here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live
Yeah.
to tell about
Live
it.
to tell about
Right.
it.
Right.
Well, the thing about the Schuylkill is that it's nothing like the Susquehanna.
Yeah, it's a little
So
more
the features,
powerful river.
there are some features, but they're sort of like junior varsity features.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know, they're kind of fun to go through.
funny slopes.
They're like
Yes.
class
Yeah.
one rapids.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're
Right.
fun and they do kind of give you a little something to look forward to, but
It's hardly whitewater rafting.
No, it's
Right.
not. Yeah.
Well, that is certainly a lot going on. So we would encourage everyone to, if you've not been out, kayaking, go down to Take It Outdoors Adventures and go on Mother's Day free.
Yep. Give it a try.
Yeah, we love free on this show.
Free
Right.
is good.
Free is good. And there's the bike share program, which you can pick up a bike down at Take It Outdoors
Free.
for free, or over here at Hobart's Run,
Free.
right down the street. So lots and lots going on. Check it out and just be open to new experiences. And this is a real gift that we have here. 62 national heritage areas in the entire country, and we have one in our
We got
backyard.
one.
I think that's pretty incredible. So go out, get outside, do
Take
some
it outdoors.
take it outdoors, folks. Do some outdoor stuff. So, are we ready for news?
We're ready for news
All right,
and
let's do it here.
events and
Yes,
updates.
yes. Okay, in no particular order. This comes from our friend Tracy Purdy down at Three Daughters, who will, of course, be benefiting from when that trail goes all the way through. Right, people are going to need a place to stay, so they can stay right down there at Three Daughters Inn. They are looking for volunteers at the Barth Community Garden Spruce Up, which is this Saturday, April 15th. There is no shortage of ways to help out this weekend. So Saturday, April 15th from 9:30 to 1 at Barth, which is on West Walnut Street, I think, over by Bright Hope.
Yes.
Bring your friends, family, gloves, and a mower or edger if you have it.
Who's doing
so
that cleanup?
That is, I'm going to assume that's a Mosaic thing because Tracy is the president of Mosaic.
Yeah.
On April 22nd, they will be getting the Mosaic Gardens at 423 Chestnut and 615 Chestnut ready to plant, and they will need help there as well. So you can go to Mosaic Community Land Trust and get some information there, and you can contact Tracy at 484-214-5046. And I'm sure that is on the site or on the Facebook page someplace. Also, a cleanup this weekend is the PTK cleanup through Montgomery County Community College. PTK is the Honor Society of Montgomery County Community College, and they will be cleaning up mostly on High Street, starting at the
King Street, mostly King Street.
It said 16 East High Street is where they're going to start.
Yes, so that's
And
North Hall.
that's North Hall.
And then they're going to go out down Manatawny and go up King.
Yeah, so they're working from 11 to 3.
Correct. And if they get enough people, they're going to do King, Chestnut, Walnut, and possibly Beach if they get enough people.
That's a lot.
Turn out.
That is a lot. Yeah.
The
Great.
Pottstown Cluster of Religious Communities trash team, I know that there's people that are going to be participating in that. And we're also donating some of the trash
Equipment.
bags that was donated to us.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
I'm giving that to them.
Yeah, got it. Excellent. So plenty of chances to help clean up around town this weekend. Speaking of cleaning up, Edgewood Cemetery is having their spring cleanup on Saturday, April 29th. That's from 10 to 3. So that is the spring cleanup and Edgewood Eddie's Art Fair. So you can go and do a little work and then go and buy some Mother's Day gifts.
Yes.
Because they've always got some great crafters there at the Edgewood cleanup.
And I'm also, Pottstown Cluster of Religious Communities trash team. I am encouraging people to participate in that one. I will be at that one.
Right. I know you like to pull that chainsaw.
I've been, since we've been, this is the God's honest truth. Since we've been chainsawing regularly every year, there's been less and less chainsaw work to do.
Right.
So we're really starting to get the place whipped back into shape.
Right. Good.
Like last year, I didn't have to do any chainsawing.
Right.
I had them. I was ready.
You were ready.
But we didn't need the chainsaws.
The more you do, then the less will need to be done.
Stay on top of it, right?
Yep.
So come on down to that one.
Yep.
I feel like there's something else. Do we talk about the 20th, right? Which one was the 20th?
No, the 29th, 15th. What's the 20th? That's like the middle of the week.
I know what the 20th is. That's Thursday. That's next Thursday.
Okay.
At 5:00. So you'll have to make a decision. You might want to, go there real quick and then catch Porchcast or watch Porchcast on your device.
Right.
But it's the Crop Walk for Hunger.
Got it.
At Riverfront Park.
Right.
Starting at 5:00. We're also going to encourage people to pick up some trash along the route.
Of course.
It's only a 1 mile route, folks.
Easy.
And you don't have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
There's some way that they get credit for the amount of people that turn out. And then, of course, you can donate if you want to.
Right.
I will make sure that there are trash pickers and trash bags for those folks that want to pick up some trash
while
along
they're
the
walking
route and inside the 2 parking lots down
Very
at
nice.
Riverfront.
Well, thank you for doing
That's
that.
the 20th.
Yeah.
Well, that's the trash team thing again.
Gotcha. Trash
Since
czar.
I'm the trash czar of Pottstown
now. What is this? Is Let's Talk, presented by the Family Advisory Committee for Pottstown School District Families. So this looks like a series of building connections for our children. There's financial literacy, sextortion and cyber criminality, CPR and gun violence prevention, bullying and suicide, trauma. So these are all conversations on these topics. And this is by the Family Advisory Committee. They're taking place at all sorts of different locations here. So Matt, do you want to I've
tried, and these things are not the easiest thing to find.
I think I saw it on Pottstown Community Action. I think I saw it in their Facebook group, if you want to try to find it there.
So what I'll do is I'm just going to put up a link for Pottstown Community Action.
Yeah.
But this Family Advisory Committee, I guess it's in cooperation
with
maybe
the school
with
district.
The school district.
Yeah, because the locations are all at different schools.
Here's my recommendation to the folks from the Family Advisory Committee. Make your stuff a little bit easier to find. It's not easy to find.
Yeah. So anyway, I think I saw that on Pottstown Community Action. So if you go to their page, you can see it. This weekend, tomorrow it's the 14th, right? Yeah, is the grand opening celebration at the Keystone Running Store, also another important kind of connector with the Schuylkill River Trail. So we're very, very happy to have them up here in the 4. They moved up from the 5, and they are on the corner of High and Hanover, where AV Junction used to be. And they are so nice in there and so knowledgeable. I know your kids have gotten sneakers there.
We were just there last week. Adam needed some new shoes for jumping, for his high jump and long jump. And we went down there. They fitted them up, fitted them properly.
Yes,
and
very important.
The guy who fitted us up is a professional certified track coach.
Oh, great. Yeah, so he hooked you up with the right stuff.
Exactly the right thing.
So we are thrilled that they are there. They're having their official grand opening tomorrow at 1:00. And so it goes, I think it's tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. So check them out. They're super nice, super knowledgeable, and they have a running club if you're running. So they leave from their store and go right down to the trail, or they go through town. And we're just thrilled that they are bringing in customers and people that might not have ever come into downtown Pottstown before, but now they're coming here.
Runs.
It's great.
They're doing these runs through the neighborhoods and stuff too.
I think it's really fantastic. Well, for some people that might be coming over from the 5 that might be scared of Pottstown, they can, run around
run faster.
And run. They can run and they can, check out our neighborhoods. So very, very happy to have the folks at the Keystone Running Store here in Pottstown.
I kind of take, because they run through my neighborhood, I see them, and I kind of take pride in the fact that I might be scaring some of them. Like it might be me that scares them.
It might be you.
I'm proud of that.
Right?
Yeah.
You can just stand out there looking mean.
Yep. Look at me. Just run
Yeah.
faster, Fiverr.
So a couple run faster, Fiverr. We love our Fivers friends. We really do.
I just like making fun of them.
So some fun stuff
Snowflakes.
going on at Rivet. Rivet is one of my favorite places. This weekend, Rivet has the Mojo Hotel, which is a Doors tribute band. That's on Saturday night. And Saturday from 3 to 6, they have a free wine tasting and art show. And that's at Rivet 238 East High Street. They've got shows all weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and check them out. Also check out our friends over at Soul Joel's to see what they've got going on. Lots of big comedy shows. Pottstown Regional Library is having a plant swap Saturday, April 29th from 10:30 to 2 in the mezzanine. Bring your potted plants, starters, and cuttings to exchange with others. You can bring your houseplants, succulents, cacti, flower. I think succulents and cacti are the same thing. Cacti are in a succulent category.
Correct. There you go.
Flowers, outdoor herbs, outdoor starts, herbs, etc. So stop in, meet new plants and new friends.
Where's that at?
That's at the library. Library, Saturday, April 29th from 10:30 to noon. So that sounds like a really neat event. I went to the library recently, Matt.
Did you?
I checked out some travel books to do some planning for my trip this summer.
I have to go there because I need some help with some of the genealogy stuff.
Well, let me
that I'm
tell you
doing.
how nice they were when I went in there, because I was like, I don't even know if this library card, I was like, let me blow the dust off. I don't even know if my library card is still active. And it was, and they helped me, and they're super friendly. And I don't mean to sound like a nerd or anything, but there's something like really magical about walking into a library. There really is.
Oh, yes.
Right? It just feels like.
But I wonder if the next generation feels
Understands
that same
that?
magic.
I don't, well, because you know what? They have this. They have
Mhm,
all of the
mhm.
information, everything they could ever want at their fingertips. We didn't have that. We had the library. And if you know, in elementary school, we would walk from my elementary school to the library once a week to check out our books. And it is a place of magic. You have everything that you could ever need to know at your fingertips.
So when I was in college, I spent a lot of time in the library.
Oh, I never went to the library when I was in college. No, which if you looked at my GPA, you would see that was very evident. Yeah.
Well, I studied political science and history, so that did require you going to the library.
Yes.
But I have fond memories of the library because where I went to school at UMBC, they had this like listening lounge with these big, nice, cushy chairs and headphones
and turntables and stuff.
Yeah, you could go and check out records and CDs and tapes back when we still had those. And I used to sit there and listen to all kinds of jazz because this is before Spotify or Pandora. So I would go and listen to all these jazz records while I was, becoming a radical.
That's really cool. Yes. So anyway, just a little shout out to the library. April 22nd, Healthy Kids Day, free and open to the public. This is at the YMCA from 10 to 12 on April 22nd, which I think is a Saturday. Birthday. Don't treat dirt like dirt. Come celebrate Healthy Kids Day with us. Moonbounds, face painting, Rita's Water Ice, soft pretzels, raffle prizes. So they've got all sorts of vendors that are in the Healthy Kids realm. So yeah, that looks like a nice fun event over there at the YMCA. That's all I got. Sorry if I missed anything, folks. I left my folder at home. And that's it.
All right.
Great.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks for being with us, Elaine.
Well,
it was
thank
nice
you guys. It was really
be
nice
with you
to
and
share.
learn about everything and to help promote one of our precious resources here in Pottstown. And just go take a walk. Go see the beautiful tessellation.
Take it outdoors.
On the path, which I painted a little bit of.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago we did that, and it still looks great.
It looks really, really very nice. Yeah.
And now we look forward to seeing you in a kayak on the Sojourn.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. Not this year, maybe next year. Goals.
No, you said it. You got to commit, Amy.
What, this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta
It's
say
just a day.
It's
Just
just a
one
day.
day.
All
Dip
right.
your toe in the water.
Okay.
Literally.
In the
Figuratively.
water.
Water.
In the very, very
The waters of
clean,
the Schuylkill.
the very clean Schuylkill River water. All right, wrap it up.
I'm wrapping it up. If you have questions, comments, and critique for
I'm
us
hot
here
flash.
at Porchcast Pottstown, it is a little close.
I like Joe's and
sweating
me.
too.
I'm like, all of a sudden, I feel like I'm on fire.
I'm having menopause.
You have a menopause over there. I'm rubbing off on you.
Questions, comments, and critique. If you have something to say or you don't like something that we said,
Tough.
tough. You can complain though. You can complain about it. If you are
Sure.
motivated
We're not going to do anything about it, but you can complain about it.
I might respond to you.
Yeah.
I did apologize one time because I
Oh, no,
really
you
did
had-
upset somebody.
Well, you had some
by saying the
information wrong,
thing.
and we had information wrong. We're not too proud to admit it and make a correction.
Oh no, I
Just like
talk
any other
without
news,
thinking all the time.
just like any other news media source,
right.
right?
So
Every
if that describes you, every other news media source.
Right.
We're not Fox News here,
No,
folks.
we're not.
But if you have questions, comments, and critique, please send that to pottstownreports@gmail.com. If you want to come on the show, if there's something that you want to talk about and you're part of
Mhm.
the Pottstown community,
Right.
just ask us. I mean, that's how the Schuylkill River Greenways got
That's
on the
how
show
Elaine
today.
got here.
They
Rosie
asked.
emailed me or Facebooked me and said, "Hey,
Go, Rosie.
would you be willing?" Of course,
Yes.
we're willing.
And literally within 30 seconds, we had
Yes.
it booked.
That's it. Done.
Pottstownreports@gmail.com. That is a collaboration between us and the folks over at Ion Pottstown. They tell us what the hot topics are, and then we try to cover those as best that we can.
Right.
I did have a trash meeting on Tuesday. We're going to have another show to talk about the trash meeting with the borough. I thought it went well,
Oh yeah, I gotta hear that.
but we'll talk more about that later. The one thing I do want to clear up too is I saw an article in the Mercury,
Mm-hmm.
and it was talking about home prices being down. I don't know where they're getting that information from. Let me reassure you that in Berks, Chester, and Montgomery County, prices for homes are through the frickin' roof.
I see the posts that are out there,
Yeah.
like in the Pottstown revitalization page.
Yes.
And I'm like, how? What?
Huh? Yeah.
I kept like, my house must be worth $1 million.
Your
like,
house is getting to be worth a lot of money
Yeah.
if you live in Pottstown and the surrounding
Yeah.
community. So
and I got central air and all new windows, people.
You
Like,
do.
what is my house worth?
I'll let you know.
Right?
I'll tell
I'm
you.
not selling. They're taking me
I
out of there
know.
in a box, but
you
yeah.
might want to know.
Just for shits and giggles.
You might have to get a loan in order to pay off for Harrison's graduate school.
Right.
Right. So you can lean that against the house. But anyway, my point is, if you have some questions about the value of your property, don't read the Mercury and think that is accurate information for what's happening right here locally.
Right.
What you should do is call a local real estate expert.
To get an appraisal.
And what you really should do is call a local real estate expert named Matt Green.
Yes. Who
Who
knows all about
specializes
Pottstown.
in Pottstown and the surrounding community.
I mean, born here, lived
Everything.
here. Yeah.
I know every street in this town,
Yep.
every alley. I can
Mhm.
even tell you where the potholes are.
Right.
But my
Everywhere.
point is,
That's easy.
I was a little dismayed at that article because it's not an accurate reflection of what's going on here in
So
our
that
local
might have
market.
been a like an AP article about a general
It was.
prices are coming down in general.
Right.
Right. So that wasn't specific to the Pottstown market. Because
Right.
I'm here to tell you, I see those listings and I'm like, dang it, Pottstown. Yeah.
And even outside Pottstown and surrounding areas, I had some folks that put an offer in on a house, very nice house. They went $60,000 over asking price and did not get it. The winning bid was $77,000 over asking
So
price.
still low inventory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Low inventory, plenty of demand.
Yep.
If you have something to sell, if you are worried about it, if you are worried about the value of your home, please call me.
Right.
Don't rely on that Mercury article.
No.
I'm Matt Green. I'm your local real estate expert. Amy Wolf is the office manager here at Wolf Baldwin & Associates, celebrating 50 years.
50 years.
Of fine legal
Yes.
service.
We'll be off on May 4th because we're having a little party.
That's right.
Yes.
No Porchcast
No
on
Porchcast
May 4th.
on May 4th,
Maybe
yeah.
we'll go live for like 30 seconds or so.
Like from
the
your
party.
phone? Yeah, that'd be fun.
We'll just do a breakdown
Yeah,
and then
sure.
that's it.
Okay.
All right.
And then we'll have some drinks.
Wolf Baldwin
All right.
Associates, fine legal service in the borough of Pottstown and the surrounding area. Remember, Levi Wolf is your workman's compensation specialist. He's certified by the courts.
Yep, just got his renewal certificate today.
Not every schlub lawyer can get that. You got to be extra special.
You really do.
I got to give a shout out to Carolyn.
Mm-hmm. Carolyn Marcassani is our attorney, one of our attorneys that does estate administration and probate and estate planning.
I'm helping her with a couple of cases right now.
Great.
She calls me up because she knows that Matt Green's her local real estate expert.
Yeah, Carolyn is also on the board of the library.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I got to sound a big shout out to Bruce Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Also sends me some referrals because
he knows. He knows. All right.
Porchcast Pottstown. That's who we are.
Oh, we just lost the camera. Perfect timing.
All right.
Bye-bye.